October is LGBT History Month. It's a time for celebrating and learning about LGBT issues from the past and the present and thinking about the future. A whole bunch of cool stuff happens this month, including the anniversaries of important events, such as the first March on Washington by LGBT people on October 11th, 1979. There's also things like Spirit Day on October 19th, which is a day to show your solidarity against bullying, and Ally Week on the 15th to 19th, which focuses on teaching how to be an ally. And one of the bigger historical projects comes from the Equality Forum, who basically runs LGBT History Month, and they are spotlighting an LGBT icon every day of the month of October. They've got some really cool people like Chris Hughes, the co-founder of Facebook, and Catherine Lee Bates, who wrote America the Beautiful, and even my favorite person in the universe, Chris Colfer. I'll put all of the Equality Forum links in the description box so that you can check their site every day, see who the icon is, and learn a little bit more about LGBT history. Because here's the thing, this isn't just LGBT month. It's not just let's celebrate and remember and raise awareness. It's LGBT History Month. It's about the history, which I think is very important because the LGBT community, like all minority communities, has been hidden from our common history. I mean, how many millennials actually knew who Harvey Milk was before that Sean Penn movie came out? I didn't. And think about the video I made last week about banned books. Why have so many of our favorite books, especially current ones like by Maureen Johnson and David Levithan, been challenged? Because they have gay characters, and some people want to continue erasing LGBT people from history. If it's not written down, if there's no record of it, maybe decades, centuries from now, no one will remember. At its core, history is a story. There's evidence for a lot of things through primary documents and artifacts, but a lot of what we take to be fact is an amalgam of interpretations, dependent on trust in people's words and weakened by unequal access to education and deciding that some people's accounts have more authority than others. We have to remember that just because someone wasn't literate or didn't have access to a means of preserving their story doesn't mean they didn't have one. History months are about finding those stories, digging into the past to find people and events from minority communities that were there throughout history and giving them the spotlight they've deserved this whole time. And meanwhile, we're making sure that the people who are making history now will have their story told in the future. That is why LGBT History Month matters to me. But this month is also about LGBTQ issues in general, and so I will be celebrating by doing what so many of you have been asking me to do for the past year, and that is making more LGBTQ videos. My next 3 videos on this channel will be about LGBTQ topics, and I will also be making a couple of other videos on my personal channel throughout the month, which you can find right there. Also, this month is Bullying Prevention Month, which I'm sure is no coincidence. Bullying takes all forms, from the playground to the internet to tabloids to the government. It's a cycle with each of those affecting the other. As Sarah Silverman once brilliantly said, when you tell gay Americans they can't marry the person they love, you're telling that to kids too. So don't be shocked and wonder where all these bullies are coming from. They learned it from watching you. So, as part of the fight against bullying and against LGBT discrimination, the HPA, ahead of the US election, is going to be focusing on marriage equality ballots in Maine, Maryland, Minnesota, and Washington. And we'll have more info on all of that coming up later. If you want to get involved with LGBT History Month, I have a ton of links in the description box with all different kinds of things that are happening this month. You can keep up with the Equality Forum icons, you can celebrate Spirit Day and Ally Week. If you're in high school or college, your GSAs or LGBTQ centers are probably doing all kinds of cool events this month, and if not, you can start your own at your school or in your community. Even something as small as getting together with friends to watch some LGBTQ positive movies or documentaries or TV shows, though I would not recommend watching the new episode of Glee tonight unless you want to cry your eyes out. In the comments today, I want to know who is your favorite LGBTQ historical figure, like Oscar Wilde or Sylvia Rivera, or fictional character, like Dumbledore or Will Grayson or Blaine Anderson. I am looking forward to celebrating LGBT History Month with all of you, and Julian, I'll see you on Tuesday.